Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Hey besties, it's Behind the Shade. I just got through watching The Real Housewives of Potomac, and we got to talk about it, honey. It was off the chain. Honey, not we have another Evelyn Braxton on our hands, the Nigerian edition. Okay, let's get into it. We got some kiki and some ha-ha to do. It is The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 12. Potomac and ponies and problems. Ciao. Okay, so the episode begins. Angel, we're at the 4th of July event that's inside of a soccer room. And it didn't make sense last week while we were here, but now it does. We'll get into it. But remember, last week we left off with Wendy saying, "Oh, girl, the word on the curb is you got evicted." So Angel is over explaining how she got put out of the Airbnb. She says she did not know. She is very clear that she had set a date, and she said it was not July 1st. They had to pack and move, and so she's like, "I'm very clear on the date I set, but blah blah blah, and we didn't know, and we just thought that we would find a house in Potomac by now, but it's taking longer than expected, so no, we were not evicted." And I'm like, when you get put out of a place, when you're displaced, when you have to pack up with nowhere else to go and the landlord told you to leave, no matter how they told you to leave, this is an eviction, Angel. Here go Kiana. Don't put my friend and eviction in the same sentence. Shut up. Shut up. You don't even, girl, your ugly man had to buy your condo. You didn't even buy it, which, okay, it might be a flex, but be quiet before he evict you. He evicted you out of his house, his last townhouse, so be quiet. Ashley says, "Well, we also heard that you moved into the area just to be in this group." And, Angel is good at denying everything, honey. Okay. So she's like, "No, that's wrong too." And it's like, what's wrong with moving, renting a place, Airbnb? It is a lot of reality stars that do that. Um, for instance, Meredith Marks in Salt Lake City. She every season she's in a new Airbnb. They film for like 4 months, I believe. Meredith rents an Airbnb. She doesn't even live in Utah. Seth works in Ohio. I believe the son Brooks is in New York or whatever. And did Brooks even move to New York to be on that show, or does he stay with Meredith? See what I'm saying? We got Evelyn, Lazada, and Jennifer Williams. They don't live basketball wise in LA. Evelyn lives in Arizona. Jennifer lives in Atlanta. Yeah, it's common. Like if I got a job, I'm gonna rent to be sure I want to stay on the show. What if Angel was to get fired? Now what's she gonna do? She's in Potomac that bought a $3 or $4, $5 million home, got fired. What is she supposed to do now? Sell her house, go through all that to sell her house and move back to Colorado? It makes sense to rent a space first. It just makes sense. Okay. Okay. And I'm sure production knows that they didn't live there. I'm sure they worked something out. So who are you to judge? Her boss says she could move and rent an Airbnb and film. Who are you? But with this city, they really do care about who lives in Potomac. Remember, Karen, you don't live in Potomac proper. Remember when Robin and Giselle went to Karen's house faking like they were delivering a pizza just to see what the address was? Child, This franchise in this city, they really do care about you living in Potomac or not. Well, Wendy doesn't even, is Potomac in Maryland or is Potomac? I think Potomac is in Maryland, right? Because Wendy lives in Virginia. She don't even live in. Okay, but you know that's how they are. That's how they roll. So Timo came to the function to meet Wendy and Eddie, and that was it, honey. He came, he saw, he conquered, and he got up out of there. Production said he stayed for 32 minutes. He was in and out. Timo don't want no smoke. I don't know if this is the German in him or is he embarrassed because Stacy didn't, come on here talking about some dude TJ and they're divorced, and then she, allegedly dating Chris Samuels or whatever. He just don't want, he is avoiding all smoke. He don't want these women to approach him. I don't know if he seemed more comfortable with the cameras towards the end of his theme. At first he was kind of like, seems like he's getting comfortable. So I'll give him another shot, but he gonna have to relax. So Wendy asked Stacy, how is she and Tia doing? Stacy did not answer. Stacy was like, so your belt, that's a cute belt. What does it say? Oh yeah, that's cute. Wendy picked up on it and they kept it moving. Then, honey, Shanice's son Jackson shows up. We discover that he and Ashley have been swapping tongue juice. Yeah. Yeah. She been kissing all on this little man. He's 27. Ashley's 37. This is her friend's son. I'm like, Ashley, you are such a whore. It's just, and she don't mind. She just announced it to everybody. It's like Ashley has no shame, no nothing. So everyone plays games. Now I understand why they picked this soccer room to be in, because it's 4th of July. So it's too hot to be outside playing games and running. So I get the idea what Giselle did there. They're there, they're playing all these sports, tug of war and all the other stuff they do. Angel pulls Jassy to the side because, again, Angel is in her feelings, honey. What Angel gonna do is be in them feelings. She's just like, yeah, I don't see why they want to tell me that I've got evicted, and then the next breath they want me to play games with him. Well, you're there. Your family is there. Have some family fun. You said you didn't get evicted. Move along. And instead of talking to Jassy about it, maybe you should have pulled Ashley to the side. Okay, so Giselle tells her to come on and play these games. You can stop talking about us and come on, play these games, girl. We got things to do. Let's do it. So then Kane tells Giselle and Charisse that she has not moved back in with Greg. And he's sitting there. He's at the barbecue. And he's like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? So, honey, Giselle says that Kiana has lost all her power, honey, when she, did this move out thing with him. And I'm like, yep. And I know exactly what she means, what kind of power she's talking about. And if ladies, if you know, the power of the P, blank, 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 blank. Yeah. Okay. And so, and she said he is not going to get her a ring because now he knows that he doesn't have to. I said, all right, Giselle. Giselle said, let the aunties tell you, girl, he ain't getting you no ring. And she's right. She is right. So Ashley is back telling everybody how her and Jackson, that's Charisse. What is her name? Charisse. Girl, I wrote down Shanice. So she's telling everybody that, her and Jackson have kissed. Wendy is spooked, like, what? She said, hey, don't be coming around here kissing my kids when they get older. Stacy was like, Ashley could have took that to the grave with her. And Kiana's like, hide your kids, hide your husbands, hide your wives, hide your neighbors, Hide your best friends, honey. Ashley is coming for everybody. And of course, our friend Tia is intrigued because she thinks Ashley is so cute. And she's like, well, I'm not mad at that because Jackson is handsome and Ashley's just cute. And she's here for it, honey. I think Tia got some HO in her that is waiting to come out. However, she's going to be a good wife, but don't tempt her. And she still got some HOE in her. So over at Tia's house, her and her husband are trying their best to unlazy these kids they have. And it's just not working. They have 4 kids, all ages, 10 and up to about 16. Lazy, don't want to do nothing, just spoiled and lazy. So over at Stacy's house, Timu has moved in. They're in the gym working out together. He wants to work out. And at first, when they were in the gym, he looked like a little nervous, still, unsettled. But by the time she got to talking to him and, she wanted something, she wanted to go upstairs to the bedroom and work out there. And he kind of loosened up in that moment of that conversation, because she's horny. She want to work out on that countertop where Ashley had her bunion on. She was like, honey, I ain't the only thing that's been on that countertop. I said, thanks for sharing, Stacy. Thank you. So over at Angel's evicted Airbnb, she's, you see boxes on the floor and everything, and the husband is playing with the kids, and she's sitting down at the table with her laptop, and she's planning the Colorado trip. And she just, wants everything to go cool. She wants them to have a great experience and do the hiking and the horseback riding and whatever else Colorado has to offer. But she just don't want nobody disrespected her under her roof. Now, besties, I saw the previews for next week, and they're going to end up in Colorado, but they're not staying at her house. So maybe there's a house. I think that there is a house on a property. And so someone asked, like, oh, we're not staying at your house. And, she's like, there's a few staying at my house, but, I just don't want any negative energy on my property. Honey, she had to say the property word just so y'all will know that she ain't no bum. She owns a home, honey. Oh, she owns some stuff. Don't get it twisted. Don't think I got evicted just because I got evicted from an Airbnb that I don't own nothing, honey. You're going to come see how I'm living, honey. So I just can't wait to see how this is going to pan out because not Ashley, Angel be in her feelings that she is so uncouth. Ugh. So the Ostefos, as some refer to as the Othefos, their house is finished with all their renovations. It looks nice, honey. And besties, it's just so hard not to see them in a different light now. And I laugh when I see them because we know that everything that they're doing at that house, they ain't paying for it. It's all fraudulent, and the footage of this show might be evidence that will be held against them in a court of law. Like, what's happening? How can you be smart and so stupid at the same time? Besties, do you know? Can you please drop down in the comments and let me know, how can you be smart and stupid at the same time? Do you know anyone that's smart and dumb? And don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, okay? So Wendy calls her dad. Bring. Hello? She tells her father, she say hi. He's like, hi. It seems weird. This is someone she doesn't see or talk to often. And so she lets him know, I came out there to Nigeria with my whole family trying to see you and you ghosted me. He was like, yeah, don't cry over spoiled milk. He like, I want to move on. So we're going to move forward. Child. She tells him she misses him. And he says, Miss you too. I'm like, golly, what's up with you, bruh? What is up? But wow. So he says, this isn't easy. And, we'll work something else out. And I'm like what? It's your turn. What do you mean we will work something else out? You will work something else out. Wendy, even though she didn't pay for it with her money, but she packed up and traveled to Nigeria, her and her whole family, round trip with 3 kids. That can't be easy. And you didn't hang out with them, didn't meet up with them, didn't answer the phone, nothing? No, bruh, it's on you to fly to Virginia to see your family. But he not coming because of that mama. Ooh, honey, she's still hot like they broke up yesterday. And that's why he won't come around, because the mama's so angry. Not her fault, but it's not Wendy's fault either. So, yeah, Mr. Wendy, it's your turn to fly here. Okay. So then she kind of wants to FaceTime him so she can say goodbye. She just wants to see his face. And pretty much she wants him to see her. See, Wendy is one of those kids where she seeks approval from her parents, like with her mom. Everything she does, she want to make her mother so happy and so proud. And being the culture that they're from, that woman makes it. And it's not even just the culture, it's her pain and her bitterness. She make it hard on Wendy. And I hope, does Wendy, it's just her and her sister, right? I hope it ain't no more kids. But we see Mr. Daddy Wendy. We don't know his name. We don't know her maiden name, but he was handsome. Hey, Mr. Wendy, you little deadbeat old sucker duck. You no good blanky blank blank. Child, he was like, let me see Eddie. Oh, you're looking good. You looking too good too, sir. I was like, true. And is it me, or do all Nigerians sound the same? All their accents, all the men, they all sound the same. Okay, he was handsome. Wendy, your dad is handsome. I see what your mama saw, but he wrong for being a deadbeat. How you gonna be married to a deadbeat? Golly. So Giselle is at the house, and she talks to one of the representatives from the National Brain Tumor Society. They're talking about the fundraiser, and the organization brought in $1.2 million. And this makes Giselle happy. It brings her peace, and she feels closer to her father since his passing. So that's great. So y'all, this was the key of all keys of this episode. So Kiana goes to visit Greg at his house, and she got some boxes in her trunk. He goes to get them because she's moving back in. They're ready for round 2. Well, I'll say she's ready for round 2. Greg, no, he ain't changing, girl. Whew. So Greg is such a punk. He gives her this moving box. And he says, I was trying to hide it from you, so I had to put it in a moving box. And I was like, oh, yeah, how romantic, Greg. Woo-wee, you are the man. And all I want to know, besties, is how big is it? How big is his, the D energy? I just want to know how big it is, because he is a jerk. So she opens up the box. What is this? What's in here? And there's a big, beautiful bouquet of red roses, because he loves her. He says, oh, these are your favorite. And she said, oh, yeah. I think there was a card in there, whatever, what have you. He said, I just, I love you. You my baby, woo, woo, woo. So then there's a bag in the box, too. And she pulls it out, and it's the bag from the jeweler where he went with Angel and her mom when he was in there stressed out over them rings. That was $180,000. Yeah. So she's like, is this what I think it is? I'm like, no, that bag is too big and the box is too big to be a ring inside. But she juiced. So he's juiced because he know it ain't no ring. And she's like, is there a ring in here? And he like, you're excited, aren't you? Oh, he is such a sucker duck. She opens up the box and she like, besties. It was a 4x6 picture frame. 4x6, not even a 5x7 or 8x10. A 4x6. That frame is for a picture that you take to your job. He gonna say, we gonna put our first picture in there. I said, Greg, you playing way too many games and you just got more uglier. Like, bruh, you are super uglier now. Now I'm looking at your teeth, your lips, your eyeballs, your nose, your head shape, them ears, that nappy hair. You short as you are wide. Kiana, what is going on with your relationship, girl? Girl, you should have got up and left. But I get it. It was raining, but I would have got up and left. I'd have left all that junk there. I would have left. So let's get this correct. Y'all got together before. Then you moved into his townhouse. You wanted marriage within the next 5 years. You were stressing him out, so he made you move out. You got a condo. It's in your name, but he bought it. Then he moves to another house. How is he doing all this working for a nonprofit organization? He gonna be the next fraud? I bet you he gonna be the next fraud case in this franchise. Watch. So now, Kiana, you're trying to move back in. Let's stop. Go back. Remember when she moved out? She was talking about how she realized, she even said it this season, how she realized that she was pushing for this ring in this marriage and she needs to just let things be and just hang in there and just enjoy him and blah, blah, blah. Remember all that? But here she is. Now she's back to the ring. You're back talking about moving back in and wanting a ring. And he buys you a picture frame. And then he got champagne, y'all toasting and cheersing to a picture frame and some roses. Kiana, that man is not gonna marry you. He don't have to. Then you make me actually have to look up her age. She's 38. Just turned 38 last month. And she's doing what 30-year-olds who ain't never been married do. She's asking him for reassurance. So the condo is in my name, but it's ours. He like, yep. So once we get married, my name is far as this house, the slow questioning. Girl, ask for him what you gotta ask. This is an hour show. We ain't got all day for you to be beating around the bush about your goal to get married. So my name getting on the deed to this house, right? That's what's gonna happen. And I was paying attention to Greg's wording because he's so ugly now, right? He says things like, if you get married. What? That is not the sounds of a man who wants to marry you, Kiana. Then you correct him, you mean when, not if. So he says, okay, so when you get married, girl, it sounds like you're getting married without him. Sounds like you're marrying someone else, the way he's talking. Are you listening, Kiana? Then you're asking about getting your name on the deed. He said it's not necessary because he don't plan on being at this house long, maybe 5, maybe 6. She tried to put a date to it. He like, oh, oh God, you're gonna hold me to that, huh? I just want to know how big is the D energy because something that's the only thing that I could see. How big is the bank account too? Because just because the D is good, you can't. He's playing you. He playing with you. Every Kiana, come on, baby, come on, honey. Y'all just playing ring around the rosies at this point because none of this is making sense. Okay, so Tia's sister, this is her half sister, same father, different mother. She is visiting from Nigeria. I wonder do she know Wendy's daddy? So they started their sisterhood after their father passed away because Tia's mom was married to this man and she did not accept that he was having extramarital affairs and had 2 other kids. So Tia didn't accept her. There's a sister and a brother, and she didn't accept neither one of them. Mm-mm. So that's about all we got out of that. So, baby, we over here at Wendy's house, Wendy's fraudulent renovated house, and her mother and sister come over to see the new renovations with the interior designer. Now, Wendy's mom needs to lay off the skin bleach because, baby, Wendy's mama has gotten lighter, lighter, and lighter. Each season, this woman about to be a ghost by next season. She about to be Michael Jackson. Okay? Baby, Wendy's mama is so yellow and light-skinned it. It don't even look natural. Everybody in the house is dark but her. This is gonna make me go back. Y'all, I gotta go back and look at some earlier seasons of her mama. Cause baby, Wendy's mama, you was not this light. So they come over to see the new renovations. Wendy hopes her mother likes it because she lives for her mother's approval. And it's giving that maybe Wendy's mother is the reason why Wendy has turned to fraud. She has to pay her mother, take care of her mother. The mama is getting work done, the skin bleaching, the purses, the hair, the makeup, the clothes, the lifestyle. Don't know where she live, but it's kind of giving, do she live with the sister? Because they always, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, maybe this burden of a mother has made them turn to fraudulent activities. Like, you can't keep up with this woman. And I just hate that Wendy has ruined, I believe she's ruined her life, chasing fame, getting in this reality realm, this universe of Bravo. And, this girl had it going on when we met her. She has ruined everything. I'm almost certain she will never get a job at another university. She won't be hired on any network, any TV network. She's not a good entrepreneur. Wendy has tried her hand at podcasting, candles, and what else? And she just doesn't see things through. And now she got these fraud charges. And I've heard, I haven't dived into what's going on, but I'm seeing on my timeline that things are not looking good for Eddie and Wendy. And they got 3 kids. So does the mother have to take on these children and raise them? Because I don't know. It's looking like jail time for the Steffos, or the Steffos, as they call them. So this is terrible. This is terrible. Wendy has gotten so big-headed and just, I don't know, besties. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this mess. Wendy has just really messed things up. So, the house is beautiful. It's bad. Wendy's favorite is the spice rack in the drawer. I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I gotta see if my bigger spices can fit. But I think I want to do a spice rack. So I think the rack and the jars come together, right? And you just pour your spices into the bottles that fit in the drawer. I think I'm gonna look into that. That looks cute. So anyway, the house is bad, child. So mama goes into the bathroom. It's black. They have black toilet paper. And so the mom is like, is this going to cause a UTI? But I'm like, the black toilet paper didn't look like toilet paper to me. And I saw white toilet paper on the roll in the bathroom, besties. I rewound that scene because I was like, I thought I saw white toilet paper on the roll. It was white. So she was like, mom was like, well, this stuff must have cost you an arm and a leg. And here go Wendy all nervous, and it was costly. So I'm thinking she worried about the fraud. No, she got something else on her mind. And I'm like, well, how much did it cost and who paid for it? Because we know you didn't pay for it, Wendy. You swiped one of them fraudulent cards. Who paid for it? Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy. You know, that's their aliases. So, child, the house was bad. I ain't gonna lie. So Wendy tells them her mom and her sister that she talked to her dad, and she says he was very warm and apologetic, and the sister ain't feeling it. She like, don't get caught up because he's not fatherly. He's gonna disappoint you again. Don't go for it. So mom says, yeah, because he's just my sperm donor. And they were married, right? So mom is hot as a firecracker. And she get to talking her talk. Wendy wants her to not talk like that about her dad in front of the kids because that's their grandfather that they don't even know. But she tells her mother that it's not fair to call him a sperm donor because he was your husband. And so I think the sister was trying to talk, and he was like, I know he birthed you, but he didn't take care of you. And so the mama said, he birthed who? I birthed her. I was in labor. We know, mom, we know how babies get here. So she said, he did not help me take care of y'all. And Eddie just sitting over there smiling uncomfortably because he's respectful, he's chill, but at the same time, he's watching to see how far you gonna go. And Wendy's mom is telling her, don't push her to the point, don't shush her, and don't point her finger at her. And she let Wendy know, because listen, I'm not one of your little friends. I ain't in this friend group. I'm not Giselle, Ashley, Stacy, Kiana, Tia, or Angel. You've not fixing to be pointing at me. I'm not Sharice, I'm not Monique, and I'm not Cookie. Do you understand me? And she said, hey, you being disrespectful, and I'm already ticked off, so don't tick me off more. And so she's telling Wendy, your daddy abandoned me. I had to work 4 jobs. Then here come the sister. But Wendy, your presentation. Oh, wait, I didn't tell y'all. Wait, did I not mention about? Okay, back up. So as the mother's getting revved up, right? Wendy's trying to hush her because she's like trying to she don't want her talking like that in front of the kids because she hollering and screaming, telling her that her daddy ain't no good and he was a sperm donor. Them kids gonna be asking questions later. They don't understand. They ain't never met this man and they have a daddy. So they gonna have questions. And they kids, they're nosy. They want to know. So she hollering and she Wendy's like, look, it's okay, but you can't holler in front of them because I'm going to protect them. Cameron, Cash, Crush, Carson, Cindy, y'all go upstairs. And then the oldest boy, he's smiling because he liked the mess. And it's like, if you go upstairs, you're going to still hear your mama. I was thinking you should let the kids stay downstairs so your mama won't be screaming. But Go upstairs is correct, but they gonna be listening. They probably at the top of the stairs listening. They ain't in their room, and they like they went in there to close the door and turn on the TV. It's like, and the woman is screaming and hollering. Even Eddie left. He in his office on the computer. So trying to look to see what the balance is, huh? Probably looking for some more credit cards to steal. Eddie, what you on that computer doing, you thief? So the sister's trying to tell Wendy that she's like, you know, your presentation of this is off. Then you putting your hands in her face. Wendy is rolling her eyes like, oh God, this again. And so she says, and then you're protecting your dad. So here go to mama. He hasn't seen you or his grandkids. Y'all flew across the world and he never showed up. And she was like, you guys are. And her mama said, excuse me, don't interrupt me. I was like, oh my goodness. Ooh. So now she crying. Here go Wendy. Girl, now you crying and you want to have your moment. And I'm not doing that. And she's walking around the kitchen. And the mama is just like, cannot believe she talking to her like that. So the mama say, get lost, get lost. Get lost. And don't you call me an idiot. You're disrespectful. And that's why you don't know your African culture. What are you talking about, lady? The girl had African food there for y'all. You was talking about you was going to pack it up and take it home. Oh, yeah, pack that up. I'm taking that home. Oh, yeah, all of that. Pack it up, put it in a container, and I'm taking it home. And so I'm talking and you walking off while I'm talking. So then Eddie comes back into the kitchen and she's like, what are you about to do? Come in here and protect your wife? And he was like, well, you know, I just want to say that your voices are elevated, are elevated. So he had, you know, Eddie always got on a Happy Eddie t-shirt. Earlier, he had on a Happy Eddie t-shirt. Then he had on a Bring Eddie Out t-shirt. So she all, bring Eddie out, bring Eddie out. And so even the sister's like, Mom, lower your voice. Wendy tells her sister, I'm waiting on you to say something, but you letting her do this. Mom holds Eddie's hands and she's like, tell your wife she's out of control. And then he's like, y'all need to calm down. And then Wendy is like, you always do this to me. You always do this to me. Wendy, shut up. Shut up. Shut the F up, Wendy. I'm like, whoa, where's your African culture, ma'am? Don't do that. Don't do that. Where's your African culture? You in here looking light-skinned, talking about some African culture. You in here wilding out, tripping. How old is Wendy? 40-some years old. She had just turned 40, right? So she's 41 now, but maybe she was still 40 at this taping. But you've been bitter for 40 years? Is that a part of the African culture? Oh, don't pull it out when it's convenient for you. You on this national TV light-skinned it. You on here cussing, raising all kind of sand. Huh? Is that African? Is that Nigerian? And then she's telling Wendy, do you enjoy your attention-seeking disorder? What? Now it's kind of like, is Mom jealous of Wendy? Is Mom jealous of Wendy? Besties, what do you think? This woman wanted to be married with kids. It didn't work out for her. Wendy's married with kids, got it going on, degrees, 4, works, jobs, reality show, able to fix her, whatever, her flaws, looking good, dressed good, husband fine, he got it going on, doctors, attorneys, yeah, and can take care of you, but I think it's payment. I think it's payback. Did the mama like, wait, what did she say? Because she's whispering to Eddie because he's coming to console her now. Did she say get the F out her house? Yeah, she said get the F out. And she's like, Mama, oh, Mama still talking mess. She walking out. Give me my purse. Blah, 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 blah. She left her food. I wanted to say, Mama, you bring your to-go containers. You left your food. She like, look at me. Last time you talked about your daddy, we had to comfort you. Now you want to kiss his ass, his stupid ass. SS. I had 4 jobs. I had to quit. I paid for your school. I had to quit so I could take care of your kids, you idiot. I'm like, wow. Wendy just kept saying, she's used to it. She been dealing with her mama and this daddy issue for 40 years. And if Wendy don't join the hate train, this is what she gets, and she feels alone when it's 2-1. Because if she don't hate him, then she's the bad daughter. I was like, child, this was a whole entire mess, besties. That was the end of the episode. We're going to be in Colorado next week. But besties, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Don't forget to like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure your notification bell is on. And I'll check you out on the next recap. It'll be Married to Medicine. Tonight is Sunday. It's 10:30 p.m. I'll get it out to you by tomorrow. I don't know, in the morning or at night. I don't know. But I'll be back with the recap, Married to Medicine. Bye, besties.